One of the most popular modules in our Quick Admin panel is Multi-Tenancy, so ability to restrict users to see their own only records, the ones that they created. So if you install that, there are two options. We stick to user multi-tenancy and we install that. And from here, every CRUD that you specify as multi-tenant will have the logic that whenever user creates something, the field created by ID is set in the database automatically, and only that users see their own entries. But the problem with that, or the question or one restriction we have, is about administrator records. And we received that question a few times on our live chat and email support about the fact that users see records of admin. And this is intentional from our side. We consider, as majority of systems online, that administrator records should be considered as system records, like settings records that should be available to everyone. Or, in majority of cases, administrators shouldn't even enter the data. They need to only administer the users themselves. And then there's a question how to set that admin can see records of all users, but users can see only their records, but not administrators' records. And for that, let's dive into the code. So I've installed that module, and we go into our menus and specify one CRUD as multi-tenant, this checkbox, we save, and then all the records of multi-tenancy are managed by one file, by one trait, traits, multi-tenant model trait. And there is a global scope created by ID, which is called whenever eloquent query is called on that CRUD, and is filtering that created by ID should be the same as logged in user. And then there's another condition, this one that I'm talking about, or where null created by ID. And this means administrator records. So administrator records doesn't have created by ID by default. So this, if it's not admin, then we set created by ID. If it's admin, then created by ID remains null and it's a system record then. So if you want to change that, there are two things you can change. Remove this condition, so for example, setting created by ID to everyone, including administrators, or remove this condition and then users would not see the records of administrator. In addition, there is a bit longer explanation of multi-tenancy, how it works with video demo, with user and team multi-tenancy, with the code explained in our help documentation, and I will link that article in this video description below. Hope that is helpful for everyone who would use multi-tenancy module.